Okay, Richard, what'd you do?
Dan, I don't know what I did. Apparently, Ferraris don't like to be probed.
Not that kind of probe.
Not that, probably not any kind of probing, but
I know I didn't have an anal probe, and I know that I am not under alien control.
I love to sing about the moon and the June and the springer.
yeah, I was trying to hook up a radar detector, hardwire it, and so I was using my little tester, and I don't know if I screwed it up or if maybe when I put the housing back on I screwed something up, but yeah, now I'm getting all these error messages that the system needs to be reprogrammed, the blinkers don't work, radio doesn't work, it's throwing out all these weird messages.
This is the scary part about owning a 458.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of any of it. I
Well,
don't know
yeah,
what
you're
talking
not.
about.
Yeah, well, you don't have to make the payments. You don't have to pay you.
I'm intrigued.
Josh is going to hook it up to this laptop that's going to tell me if it's going to get totaled today or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much scrap.
I
Yeah.
have been looking for a good investment vehicle.
Yeah. I've been looking for some spare parts.
Yeah, this is a donor car now.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
great.
I mean, might as well pop the hood, pop the trunk. We'll start taking shit out. You got some good carbon fiber bits.
Oh yeah, I got all of it.
This thing is nice and optioned well.
This is gonna make a beautiful parts car.
I think so.
I see this rear quarter panel hanging on the back wall.
that wheel, just have that wheel. You could put it turn it into a table. Look at those ceramic discs would be good wall art.
That engine will make a way better coffee table than my Maserati.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a beautiful work of art for a coffee table. Just encase it in glass.
Just so you know, Richard, your contributions to this project are not unappreciated.
Well, I want to do my part. I want to be part of it. I wasn't thinking it'd be like this, but
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Well, good morning, YouTube. Yes, we are back at Josh's, and as you heard, we have some wonkiness with Richard's 458. We're not sure what's going on, but Josh is gonna try and figure it out. Could be like a fuse or something stupid, honestly. It's definitely scary because like every code and the dashboard makes you think it's exploding. It's straight up like, your car's dead. Oh my God, you're gonna die. Don't drive it, you're gonna explode.
it's such a terrible feeling. And it's like once everything's fixed, you're like, this is a bulletproof car. This car, I'm invincible in this car. And
Until
then,
it's not.
And it throws a little error code at you. You're like, oh no, this thing's.
Hey,
it's
you know what?
done.
I've had my nagging headlight thing since I've owned mine, so whatever.
For the small price of an average of $5,000 a year, your Ferrari is bulletproof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll take that. That sounds like a bargain.
I know, that's a good deal.
Well,
that's a good price.
sometimes you have to amortize the expense. So
Yeah,
over several
One year
years.
it's 0, the next year it's 10,000, and
Yeah, but on average, over the 2-year time span, it only costs you $5,000 a year.
Well, I've had this 16 months, and I've never, except for wear and tear, like
yeah,
oil. and-
normal stuff.
Yeah, nothing is broken on this thing.
Oh well.
Yeah.
So we're
Bad
under budget.
car, bad.
budget. Yeah, we're
Yeah, you got some making
like-
up to do.
I got 10 grand or $7,500 now.
It's always really concerning when it like just starts beeping at you. Anytime you do like one of the computer scans on these cars, it like starts like going and beeping at you and stuff. It's kind of like, did I break it? And no, it's fine. All right, what's it look like? Ooh.
So there's a cool function in the computer where I just push one button and it goes through and scans all of the modules. All of the modules that are in the software, right? Because there are options on the cars. So we get green check marks, we get warnings, and we get red X marks. First and foremost, we have a body computer fault. So we'll double click that and go into the body computer. Okay, so we have a B100 body computer fault. We're not working on an 812 Superfast today. I was yesterday, but I'm not today.
I think it's funny the Spider is not the same as the Italia.
No, it's much better. Dan, you got to admit, it's much better.
Okay.
That one's easy. Disconnect and reconnect the battery,
Or replace.
or replace the node.
Node is Italian for computer. We may just be able to do a hard reset.
So basically, like every other computer problem, when you call into the service center, they tell you just reboot your computer. Yeah.
Missing node.
Missing node. Did you perchance turn on the car before everything was plugged back in?
Well, I never unplugged anything. I just took off the little housings of the dome light.
I wonder, because sometimes if you like turn on the car while something's not connected,
Yeah.
it'll throw codes and be all pissed off until you reset the codes.
So now we've got a U1601 in the NQS.
Oh, NQS, I'm familiar with that piece of shit.
Yep.
That one's pissed off at me right now.
Now, U1601.
Yeah, can node absent.
Car will not start, low battery after the vehicle has been parked. Battery. Alright, so what we did yesterday when Richard pinged me with please help, please call right away text message.
Come get me.
Save me, Josh, save me. You're my hero.
Ferris Bueller, you're my hero.
I don't like talking to people on the telephone because they talk a lot and they take up a lot of time, and I usually don't understand half of what they're saying. But a picture's worth 1,000 words. So I asked Mr. Richard to please send me pictures of the dash.
Yeah.
So we got that failure, that one there.
Yeah.
So those are very generic
Yeah.
fault representations that can mean several different things. So I gave Richard the 3 primary hit points, right? It got cold, system not programmed is sometimes TPMS acting up. Set the tire pressures. If the battery voltage is low, that'll cause system not programmed and electrical system failure issues. So make sure the battery is good and charged up. Richard did both of those things yesterday, and the warnings haven't gone away yet. Those are things I'd have to start with here anyway. Looking at these, they're mostly battery voltage and communication faults. I'm not going to bother going through all the modules right now. See this one here, lost all communication with the body
Yeah.
node, ECU
It's like
CAN
the same
message.
message, just on different modules, right?
Yeah, because it's all CAN, connector area network, which means the computers all communicate to each other and through one another. It's a daisy chain of communication. So when you remove one of those components, you disrupt the communication chain. They can't talk around each other.
Yeah.
They go through each other. So that's what those faults represent to me. What we're going to do, sweep of all the faults, and then we're going to turn the key off. We're going to disconnect the battery. Sometimes with these things, it's a combination of disrupting the connectors and the modules with a key on or key off, but also if the battery voltage is below your 12.6 volts, that will cause some communication errors because all the electronics in the car are vying for the same voltage supply. And when that supply is inadequate, there are winners and losers. And the losers end up with communication faults. So now that we know for sure the battery's in good state of charge and we have communication faults, sweep all the faults, shut the car down, let it sit for a minute, and then reconnect it. So that way basically all the computers can come offline and then come back online in unison, as opposed to before where they were, here and there. And then we'll see what it does after that.
So before the trickle charger application, I used Dan's battery tester, and it tested at 12.61 volts.
Okay, good.
And then after being on it all night, it went up to 12.78.
Okay, so the battery was in pretty good shape then.
Yeah.
So hopefully then the communication issues are just a result of unplugging stuff and plugging stuff in and poking and prodding, because you obviously did not just pull one connector off, and there were a myriad of things going on. So
Yeah, and I actually didn't disconnect anything. I was just using a volt tester trying to find 12 volts power supply.
So you might have crossed a couple of circuits,
Could
and
have
some
done that.
circuits are 12 volts, some circuits are 5 volt, and then you have your CAN circuits, which is a 5 volt, but it's 2.5 volts and 2.5 volts combined together on 2 circuits create a total 5 volt window.
Yeah.
And there's no way really for you to easily know if it's a CAN circuit or
Dude,
not.
and you were putting positive, negative on the same wires. You should have been going positive, ground, positive, ground.
Yeah.
So that's possible. What happened is you jumped, not popped, but you crisscrossed a couple of circuits and moved voltage and made connectivity in places it's not.
Give me your
supposed to be.
hand.
Okay.
Give me your hand.
That might
wait,
be-
Stick out your hand.
Look, that might be true, but I looked good doing it. I was wearing my coveralls.
It's
Look
true,
at this. I
it's
mean,
true.
come on. I look like I know what I'm doing.
Look at Carl. Give me your badge.
You've
You
been
lose the badge.
been revoked. And this is a really good example of why guys like myself have huge issues with stereo shops and having aftermarket electronics in.
With all that stuff.
Oh,
They're doing
yeah.
the same thing you are.
Yeah.
They don't have a factory wiring diagram. See, if I install stuff in your car, it's going to cost you 3 times as much, and it's going to take twice as long, because I'm going to pull up the manual, I'm going to look at a wiring diagram, I'm going to look at where my voltage feeds are and are not, and what I think I can and cannot pull power from, and then I'm going to connect your stuff in a way that should not disrupt the car.
I didn't do any of that.
Of course not.
No.
90,
And,
98% of people doing this
When I
stuff
was in
don't.
high school, I had a Ford '65 Ford pickup, and I was putting in my
Totally.
wiring. If there was wires, it was 12 volt. There was
Totally.
no other voltage. If I found wires, there were 12 volts.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree with you very much. It's
Yeah.
super frustrating now trying to do this
Now
stuff
it's-
in these
yeah.
cars.
You look good doing it.
Rule number 1: always look good.
ABC, always be closing.
A, B, C. A, always, B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
All right. So is it just
Yep.
You just pull that little
Yep.
thing.
lever?
Wish it had the quick connect like the 430 had.
That is. Why did they stop this?
What the shit? Make up your mind today. Make up your mind. It's like sunny over there and raining over here and damn you. All right, back at it. Plug it back in, Richard. Well, looking good.
Nice. Clipped on.
Oh.
Boo.
Still there. So you might have actually disrupted the programming. The only other thing we can do is go through the fuse box, see if you did cross up a circuit, just pop a fuse.
I think the panel just pops off.
So that's an Allen.
You can see the fuses there. Lots and lots of fuses. I like how they switch those tiny fuses, which make it way more impossible to get your hands on them.
Yeah.
Is it busted?
I don't know.
Let me see. And yes. But yeah,
Is the U broken?
the
Yep.
U is broken.
Oh, okay.
So that is
That's
definitely a pop fuse. That's good news. Well, I mean, bad news, but good news.
It's not bad news at all. The other option is that you actually damaged a control module, in which case I'm not fixing it. You're going straight to the dealership, and it's a $2,000 module. And
Right, right,
working
whole
with
thing.
them and all. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
a
a
month
real
later
repair.
and-
Yeah, it's a real repair.
Yeah.
Because it'll have to come from Italy, and it has to be programmed to the car, and my equipment won't program it, so it
Yeah.
becomes a real repair. This is nice because this verifies just what we're talking about, where you crossed a couple circuits, moved power to a circuit that it didn't
Shouldn't
want to
have,
be
yeah.
at, just blew a fuse, so the fuse hopefully has done its job, and we put this little guy in. We got 2 auto parts stores within a mile from
Yeah.
here, so
Yeah.
we'll go get a little box of these guys and pop it in and see what it does.
All right.
See that little tiny dot and dot? That's actually metal that goes right through.
Right. So you can.
So you can check
Put
the
your-
continuity.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, new fuse. Hopefully fixes the problem. That's a nice ass, Richard.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
And I'm right at ass height. Did you see which one it went on?
Yes.
Very good.
Or is there an upside down?
Nope,
Do you trust this?
it's not my car. Doesn't matter.
And we got another fuse if we blow this one.
I've got
It's
multiple.
insured, right?
For most
I mean, it's
things.
a Ferrari. They always catch on fire. Josh is doing his magic, waving that magic wand.
I don't know that this is magic right now. I'm just reading the spell book at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's still magic. No?
Still got some faults.
Could be one of the other fuse boxes. Alright, we think we might have another dead one. Ooh, we got
Have
another
you-
one.
Have you already done a fuse box 458 review?
No.
So in the glove box, you've got 2 fuse panels. That one right there, which is easy to see, Richard checked. But also,
Yeah, that one's a bitch.
you've got that one, which you can just barely see. What you see are 2 purple relays and a brown relay, but to the right of it in that pocket is a fuse panel as well. There is where we found this fuse here. Kaput.
Kaput. Bad fuse. Let me see if I can play for Notre Dame. Let me see it. Alright, ready? Ready? Yes! Richard looks all scientific when he puts on his glasses.
He's getting deep in this right now.
Oh yeah. Playing Sesame Street, count by fuses.
Yeah, count fuses. 1 blown fuse. Ah. 2 blown fuses.
F is for fuse. Also known as Ferrari fuses.
Brought to you by the letter F, if you know what I mean.
It's the letter of the day. It's the letter of the day.
15 amps.
Oh, they're 15 amp fuses back. Don't.
Let's do another quick.
Yeah, clear it out. By the way, this is just 2 fuse panels. There's more. Alright, we cleared it. Let's see if they're gone. Come on! Don't. Boo. Those are the 4 fuse panels in the 458. So we took care of the one on the driver's side and the one on the passenger side. So we might have to do the one in the engine bay and the one in the trunk. Lessons were learned.
Oh yeah, lots of lessons.
Kind of the whole don't stick your dick in places, or don't put your fingers in places you wouldn't stick your dick.
Right.
I definitely wouldn't stick my dick on a bunch of wires. Sadly, that one's the battery one, which they're the big bus fuses that run the entire damn car.
Yeah, so it's not likely to be one of those.
Very unlikely. Alright, so we're gonna pull the battery again. Pray to the Ferrari gods. Alright, reconnecting the battery. Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
Oh, come on.
Ah, God. Less stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, the body computer's happy.
Yep, no body computer, but we do still have the
Instrument
instrument panel and suspension and tire pressure. So, instrument panel missing node.
1601.
Lost all communication with the body node for the suspension. And ECU can. It might actually need to be reprogrammed with a factory tool. Use 1700. Maybe it did blow
one of those big ones?
Maybe.
We could check them.
Because it says
yeah,
all
it's
bad
mentioning
battery stuff.
We're already halfway there, right?
Yeah.
Check the fuses on the battery. Supposedly the last spot for fuses, maybe. Holy crap, you got it totally torn apart.
Yeah, I was concerned that we weren't getting a clear enough check on all the fuses in here, so...
Boo. Josh has double checked literally every single thing in this car, fuse wise. It's not a fuse problem at this point.
No, it's not a fuse problem, and we have no response from the Manatino directionals or the radio or the dome light.
Considering that's where he was playing, makes sense to maybe check
Yeah,
that.
connector issues are suspicious now. The only easy common component I've found is fuse 84 over in this box, which is the radio, instrument control panel, CAN communication, and clock spring. Clock spring is the unit in the steering wheel which interfaces between the buttons and the wiring harness, because it has to be able to spin. Yeah, so it's circular contact. So that fuse was the only one that made sense of being central to most of the systems. Yeah, that fuse is fine. We've already replaced it. So. And it hasn't blown again.
Are we taking yours out of yours?
And put it in yours.
And put it in mine. Okay.
Yeah. Because mine's known good, yours is questionable. So we maybe think that that board is fried, which this is the dome light and stuff. And when I did my dome light thing, I had that harness disconnected and I got all sorts of similar errors. So I wonder if you fried, that's totally possible, maybe you fried that thing.
Yeah. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons I've never pushed.
Oh, I pushed that one occasionally.
What is that?
Turns on and off the parking sensor.
Oh, no, never turn it off.
You never turn off the lights?
Because of this?
The lock. Yeah. I know. Yes, you always think,
never knew
oh, my doors are locked. I should push the ceiling.
A few moments later.
That is a face of disappointment.
We did not achieve what we had set out to achieve.
No, we did not have good luck today. So we've been wrenching away at it for many, many hours today, and so the good news is it actually runs. It's just the blinkers don't work, the Manatino switch doesn't work, the dome light doesn't work, a few other things.
Bumpy road button.
Bumpy road. It's very critical to have the bumpy road. Anyway, so the really big bummer about all this is the reason he was working on the car is to get it ready for the Bull Run, which is in 3 days. And now it's looking like we're not going to have the car working for the Bull Run.
No bueno.
What do we do without you, Richard?
I don't know. Yeah. I might take the GT, but
do it. Come on, just do it.
Yeah,
just do it.
Okay. Do it. Do it.
Dude, you already paid the money.
I know.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Just do it. Hey, you know what? Take the GT car.
Yes.
And then have a passenger.
Yeah.
And then you could ride in our car. You can swap out. It'll make you feel like it's yours.
There we go.
No, either way, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I gotta go.
We could throw in that exhaust in it tomorrow. So at least it'll be a little louder.
We do that. That'd be fun.
It'd be easy.
Make it fun.
Yeah, make it more fun.
Yeah, I need fun in my life.
You do. You do. You deserve fun.
My life sucks, man. I need fun in my life.
That's why we have these expensive toys. Sadly, we're not gonna end today with a successful conclusion, but you guys know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, give me the thumbs up. Any final thoughts?
Get out.
Okay, we'll do that. All right, guys, we'll see you soon.
It's gonna be sweet.
Oh,
Forget
see?
the sweet thing.
I totally forgot. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet.